Hello there guys, and welcome back to another FIFA 21 career mode video. But in today's video we're going to do an experiment, and today's experiment is to see what it would be like if Cristiano Ronaldo did return to Manchester United. But before we go any further into this video, if you guys could go down below, hit the like button, I really would appreciate that. And also guys, if you are new, you want to see more of these videos on FIFA 21 career mode in general, and then hit the subscribe button down below and also the little bell next to it to be notified of when I upload. So, first things first then, let's move Ronaldo over to Manchester United. It'll be interesting to see how he does. I remember doing this in FIFA 20 as well, and I was going over to Spain then, my bad, over to Italy. But I remember doing this in FIFA 20 and he performed really well. So let's see if we can do that again. So here we go, Juventus, Ronaldo, move him over to Manchester United. And I think we're going to play him in the striker position just because that's his natural position now as well. And I think United are crying out for a natural striker that can go in and score 20-30 goals a season for them. So here we are then, we have loaded into the save. Let's go ahead and take a look at the squad and see if Ronaldo obviously has made the move. He should have made the move and it should be working in game. Let's go down to the reserves and he should be here, and there he is. He's on the United team. So I think we're going to keep the formation as it is. Probably play Ronaldo up top, and then maybe, can Rashford play on the right? Okay, Rashford can't play on the right, supposedly in game. Because I want to keep Martial in the team. So I think what we'll do is put Van der Beek here for Matic. Obviously, you can't really play CDM. Okay. We're going to try and fit all the best players in here, just because obviously we are simulating. And I just know for a fact, when you simulate games, it goes off overalls rather than, I think, how the team is as a general. Like, say in real life, Matic is playing better now at centre mid rather than Pogba. The game isn't going to realise that. It's going to go off the overall in general. So, Martial, you can't play in any other position other than striker. So, I don't know how we're going to play this one. So, I think if we move McTominay to the bench, put Martial to the bench as well, and just play it like that for now, because Greenwood obviously is a right winger. Obviously, they tried to sign Sancho, it didn't come off. In terms of centre-backs, I just don't know what to do with Van der Beek and Pogba, because they can't supposedly play CDM. So can we pick maybe a 4-3-3 that will fit them all in? Okay, yeah, that looks like it'll work. 4-3-3 attack. Put Ronaldo up top, Rashford out on the left, Greenwood out on the right, supposedly right wing instead of right mid, but still doesn't matter. Bruno Fernandes is playing at cam, and then Van der Beek and Pogba are playing at centre mid. And then we've got the defence there with Telles as well coming in at left back. Any other players that I could possibly bring in? There's no one else that really stands out in terms of being a better overall. So I think that's the team we're going to go with. Unfortunately, I've had to change the formation, but it fits all the players in their best position. So there we go then. We're not going to make any more changes to the save. We're not going to sign anyone. We're not going to change any instructions or anything like that. We're just going to go ahead now and go straight over to the calendar. Simulate, as you guys know, if you've seen one of these before, we simulate all the way to January the 1st of 2021. And then we take a break halfway through the season, take a look how the player is doing in question. Obviously Ronaldo, see how he's doing in terms of the Premier League, if there are any competitions and good things like that. So I'm going to go ahead now, simulate it to January, and I'll see you guys there. So here we are then, finishing up the sim in December 2020 before we go into January the 1st, and here we are. Let's take a look at Manchester United, obviously at Ronaldo as well, and see how they performed so far this season. So as you can see, the manager rating is 54, so it's not great at all. But like we noticed from the previous two player experiments we have done, that doesn't really mean the player's done bad or the team's doing bad. Like in the Barcelona one, I think I had a rating of 66 or 67 and we won the league and the Champions League. So don't take too much notice of that. But let's go ahead and take a look first at the Premier League and see how we are doing in terms of that. So I'm going to predict top 4 and we're in the top 2. In fact, and only a point behind Manchester City so far this season. So we're not doing too bad. 18 wins, 1 draw and 2 losses, and only a point behind City. Quite a bit ahead of Liverpool as well. 8 points ahead of them, and then obviously 9 points. Oh no, actually quite a few more points ahead of Chelsea. So doing all right so far in the Premier League. So let's go ahead next and check out the Champions League and see how we're doing in that. Obviously Ronaldo, being the king of the Champions League, surely has performed well and helped Man United to get out of the group. And here we go, Group H, and you haven't made it out of the group. They played 6 games, obviously won 2 of them, drew 1 and lost 3 of them, and only 7 points, unable to make it out of the group. And I cannot believe that. It is a tough group, don't get me wrong. PSG, Leipzig, obviously United, and a team I'm not too familiar with, but it does look like a tough group. But for United not to make it out of the group is pretty disappointing. And you can see over here, here is some of the results. We go up to the top. And they drew with Leipzig, and then they lost to PSG. They won against the team at the bottom of the table. They won against the team against the bottom of the table again. They faced Leipzig once again and lost, and then faced PSG once again but lost. So unfortunately, didn't make it out of the group. So let's take a look then at the top scorers for the Premier League. So as you can see here, Rashford is actually on a better goal scoring tally than Ronaldo, but not in terms of actually the ratio itself. So you can see Rashford, he scored 13 goals in 21, but in terms of goals per game or whatever in the ratio, Ronaldo's is much better, 12 goals in 18 matches. Any other Man United players on the list? You've got Fernandes there, Van der Beek there as well. Top assists is Bruno Fernandes, 8 assists in 20 games. Ronaldo there, 3 assists in 18 games as well. So just taking a look then at the top scorers for the Champions League. And as you can see, we got obviously knocked out in the group stage. But I just wanted to see if anyone did make it into the top scorers. And Rashford has there 4 goals in 6 matches. And is Ronaldo anywhere? Ronaldo is nowhere to be seen. Assists, is he anywhere to be seen? Bruno Fernandes, 3 assists in 6 matches. And nowhere to be seen on there as well. Obviously I didn't expect him to be on the assists, but just thought maybe he might have been. So he's nowhere to be seen on there. Pretty unfortunate. But let's have a look at the team stats now in the Premier League and see how Ronaldo is doing. Is he getting plenty of game time? Is he not? Let's sort it by goals. And Marcus Rashford, as we know from the top scorers list, is the top scorer for the club. But he has got 21 appearances. Ronaldo's got 18 appearances. So Ronaldo has missed quite a few games. Rashford at the moment playing the most games, 21. So I don't know whether Ronaldo has maybe got a little injury, maybe halfway through the season, or maybe just fatigue has caught up with him. I'm not too sure. But Ronaldo so far, in terms of the Premier League, 12 goals, 3 assists, and a 79 average rating. Actually, we'll sort it out by ratings as well. And Jesse Lingard, can you believe it? Jesse Lingard has got the best average rating so far for United. 4 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. But Ronaldo is second on a 79 average rating. But also, let's take a look at the Champions League at Man United. Going to see how many games Ronaldo played. Maybe he didn't play any games. Let's sort it by goals this time. And okay, so Ronaldo got 2 goals, 0 assists, and he got a 68 average rating. But he did play 5 games, obviously just not performing too well this season in the Champions League. But to be fair, no other player could really pick up the pace apart from Rashford at 4 goals in the 6 games he played. So then, one last thing we always check is the squad hub, and just to take a look at Ronaldo himself. As we just seen from the previous screen, he hasn't gone down in overall just yet, but I want to see in terms of his value, has that increased, has it decreased? So he's still one of the world's best. He's happy with everything at the moment, so we'll go over here and take a look at the financials. So his value is still 56.5. He's on a 280,000 wage, no release clause, obviously a 1-year contract. That's just okay, 1 year, 6 months. So when I transferred Depay in the last FIFA experiment, he actually got a 1-year contract, whereas Ronaldo, by the looks of it, got given a 2-year contract. So interesting to see, but his value hasn't increased, unfortunately. His overall has stayed the same. So let's simulate the rest of the season and see how he does. And one thing, just quickly, I haven't forgot that obviously now United are out of the Champions League, out of the group stage. They are now in the Europa League. So their first games in that will be against AC Milan, and that is in February. So like I say, we'll keep an eye on that as well. And we'll check that at the end of the sim. So here we are then, guys, at the end of the season. Let's take a look at how Ronaldo did at Manchester United and see how Man United did in general. Obviously, as well as we noticed before we simulated to the end, that United obviously are now in the Europa League. We're going to check that out as well and see how they did in the Europa League. So there we have it then. United managed to win the Premier League with Ronaldo returning. And you can see there they won the title with only 1 point to separate them and second place at Manchester City. The record was 30 wins, 4 draws and 4 losses over the whole season. So not a bad season. Think about it. Bring Ronaldo back and you win the Premier League. It's as simple as that. So let's check out the rest of the competitions then. So the FA Cup, how did they do in that? Did they manage to pick up any other silverware this season? So no, they didn't manage to get into the final. The semi-finals, no. Okay, the 6th round, nope. 5th round, nowhere to be seen there as well. So in the replay, they lost 1-0 to Man City. So I'm guessing obviously they drew here with City 1-1 and then lost in the replay, unfortunately. The Carabao Cup, let's see how they did in that. So they didn't make it to the final in that either. Nowhere to see. 4th round, they lost to Spurs 3-1, unfortunately. And we know obviously how the Champions League turned out. So in terms of the Europa League, did they make it to the final? They didn't. And that is between Roma and Tottenham Hotspur. So in terms of the semi-finals, didn't make it to that either. but they made it to the quarterfinals. But unfortunately, Spurs went through on away goals. So not a bad season so far, but obviously unfortunately didn't manage to pick up any other silverware this season, but they still managed to win the Premier League. So let's go ahead and check the player stats then for the club in terms of the Premier League top scorers, and Ronaldo is now up there in the top 3, 20 goals in 35 games, Rashford behind him on 17 in 37. In terms of assists, Bruno Fernandes, the top assister this season in the Premier League, 12 assists in 36 games. Ronaldo still made the list as well in the top 15. You can see that at the bottom in number 14, 5 assists in 35 games. Anything else to check out while we're here? Red cards? No, Ronaldo didn't have any yellow cards. Red cards? No, he's not on that list either, really. I don't think he will be, and no, he's not. So then the next thing to check then is the team stats overall in the Premier League. So I want to see his average rating and everything like that. So sorting it out by goals, you can see, as we know, Ronaldo at the top, 20 goals in 35 games and 5 assists as well. Picking up 3 yellow cards, 0 red cards, and an average rating of 77. The only player behind him, well, close behind him, is Rashford with 17 goals, and behind him, Bruno Fernandes, sorry, and obviously you got Donny van der Beek there as well. 10 goals, not bad from the centre mid position, in my opinion. Top assist, as we know, Ronaldo third in the club with assists. We'll move it over now to average rating, and Jesse Lingard still at the top there on 82. Marcus Rojo as well, beating Ronaldo, only playing 1 game. Really annoying that. He played 1 game, fair enough, centre-back, and he got a clean sheet. But he only played 1 game. But in terms of overall, I'd say Ronaldo was the best performing player because he played almost the most amount of games, and he's the top scorer for the club as well. 77 average rating. We know obviously how the Champions League went in terms of the team, but let's check the team in the Europa League and see how many goals Ronaldo managed to score in the Europa League. So let's sort it out by goals. And Ronaldo managed to only score 2 and assist once. Picks up 1 yellow card and got a 72 average rating. Bruno Fernandes actually scoring the most when he went down into the Europa League with 4 goals. Let's move it over now to assists. Not assists, sorry, my mistake. Average rating of Bruno Fernandes, 75. And Ronaldo behind him with a 72. So I guess there's one last thing to check out then, and that is the squad hub, and see how Ronaldo's doing in terms of like his overall and his value. And let's just see if any other information does manage to pop up in terms of him. Let's see, scroll down all the way down to the bottom, and there we go. So Ronaldo, so he's gone down by 1 overall, which is pretty much predicted. I think like he played 35 games in the Prem, played a lot of games in the Champions League and the Europa League, but still gone down by 1. So I think it was always going to happen. He's happy with his player performance, team performance, play time and contract, so he's happy at the club, clearly. Let's have a look at financial. So his value's gone down by 11% to £50.5 million, still on a £280,000 weekly wage. Only got a year left now on his contract, well, a year and 2 months. But not a bad season, in my opinion, because obviously he came back. Obviously they haven't made it through the group stage in the Champions League, but now they finished first in the Premier League, won the title, which they haven't won obviously for a long time, as we know. But Ronaldo's come back, help him win it, and also obviously that means now being in the top 4 obviously has made him in the Champions League again next season. So there we have it then, guys. That has been the video. There's one last look at the team. Obviously certain players have gone up in overall as well, winning the Premier League as well. Not a bad first season for Ronaldo back at Manchester United. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget, leave a like down below on the video, hit the subscribe button. Also let me know down below any other players you'd like to see transferred to any other different teams. Let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.